All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Live action.
Right.
Netflix.
Although it was nice to be able to say that.
It was nice.
Yeah.
I am so excited in a really kind of weird way. No, like I am excited because this is my chance to actually react with you to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something we haven't seen.
Right.
It has nothing to do really with whether or not this is going to be good, but it's just the fact that it's like, hey guys, we watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Right.
It, in some ways, was our introduction to anime.
Sure.
Decades ago.
Yep.
So now we're watching this because we're super big fans of the original.
And it's going to be fun because I've had a lot of times recently where I'm like, I want to go back and rewatch Airbender. But then I'm like, I can just kind of remember the episodes.
We've got the whole thing memorized.
Yeah,
like Jacob and I could probably start quoting from episode 1, and we each take a character that's in the scene talking to each other, and we could just we'd probably only slow down in like the the Kyoshi episode or something. Like,
yeah, maybe like there, especially for those like personal favorite episodes, like
like I know fucking alone. Sound effects. And stuff.
No,
like
D. Bradley Baker lives rent free in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
like this show is very special to us, but it's not just that. Oh, it's getting a live action now. It's getting one where not only did this live action happen, and the general sentiment I've heard from people is that it's not as bad as Shyamalan's setup.
If it can be closer to the original series than it is to the Shyamalama Ding Dong, that's good.
That's good. Like and sorry, Shyamalan, you're a great filmmaker, but what the fuck was that movie? That was sad.
If you haven't seen it before and you want just some cringe in your life, watch I believe it was a deleted scene of Ozai being told about the attack at the North Pole.
Yes.
And
that's all you need.
That's all you need.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Laughably bad.
So the fact that we are now 14 years later getting a live action Netflix show where they're going to be putting more money into these episodes than they did anything but Stranger Things season 4. So we're getting
crazy to
we're
think
getting
about.
We're getting the VFX are going to be good.
Yep.
The casting's going to be immaculate. We're going to have actual, real, hardcore work put into making sure that this is a great show. But this is a live-action remake.
Casting is immaculate, but, one of the actors thought they were auditioning for Blue People Avatar.
That's true, and it was the Shao actor. Which is
feels
great
strangely
because
fitting.
I believe he's the guy that works with Abrams like all the time.
Okay.
He's like in Lost. He's in a whole bunch of other a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm excited to see him as Zhao. Mm-hmm. But given that we know the entire plot of this story, this is going to be one of the weirdest reaction series you've probably ever seen with us, because we're going to take this at its face value, but we're also going to bring in our, animated show knowledge, our, comic knowledge, our general just lore knowledge, and our Korra knowledge. It's going to be interesting to see if they make just an entirely different show, because, it makes sense to just change it a lot.
Sure. Yeah, like just the fact that it's like, okay, 8 episodes, hour long from 20-minute episodes, that could work, but also
But even then, also, animation
need to be in there.
Right, but animation as a medium is one that you're going to do things differently because you can get away with so much stuff in animation.
Right.
So if you can't do that in live action, they have to change a lot of things. And my main thing, this is like my super nitpicky fan thing. As long as they get the Storm episode right, I don't think this show's going to be that bad.
Yeah, that does feel like the maybe not litmus test, but the ultimate test of like, there will be more things that they'll need to do, but if they can nail that, then it's in safe hands.
There are 4 characters that they need to nail perfectly in the Storm episode in order to get like that full impact of that episode. So Zuko, Aang, and Ozai. Now, they've specifically gone all out in the marketing for this show to be like, we cast in an Ozai.
Mm-hmm. Like we're not doing a shadowed eyes.
We're not doing a shadowed thing here.
Goatee.
Right. We're doing our equivalent of the Tywin present kind of menacing, he's going to be a very different character than he was in the show, like the animated show, because he's going to be more just present rather than just a rise and fight. Mark Hamill here. Yes.
But Tywin is a great comparison because after all, this show is basically Game of Thrones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right. And tone and everything.
And, you know, for any of you fans out there, yes, while we definitely try to avoid being negative in general, to give the benefit of the doubt, we will absolutely be praising the things that we think the show does right, and we will absolutely be roasting the shit out of the things that we think it does wrong, and hopefully keep an even balance, you know, with regards to our approach to it. Not necessarily...
balance is the, you know,
indeed,
the modus operandi of this show. But that's all a lot of hoobla and doobity-doo. So,
indeed.
Y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. In partnership. Yep.
I want to make sure people know that.
All right.
Are we starting with...
Yes, I think we are.
That feels very like Battle of the Last Alliance kind of opening.
We're in the Fire Nation.
Yeah. Wait.
Nice. Some nice Avatar animal fusions there. Okay, firebending. Firebending.
And they can create their own fire.
Oh,
earthbending.
Right.
Cool.
Wait. So an earthbender in the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
And he's got some kind of scroll with like info on it or something. Yeah. Get your ostrich horse. Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, fire's scary. Oh, I like that grounding.
Yeah. Nice and physical, you know?
Disassembling it and just All right. Bending is intense.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. Yeah.
Oh, that is a cool way to Okay, I like it. Oh!
I also like it that it's going to the Earth Kingdom and not to the air nomads, which means, you know, this won't be enough to stop, you know, what's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the idea that, like, well, it's not as painfully slow as the movie. The earthbending is slower than the firebending. Oh.
All eyes will be on the Earth Kingdom.
Ooh. Cool.
Nice.
That's fun casting.
We aren't the real target.
No.
My sights are set higher. Much higher.
Like literally.
Because it is our time.
Well, this isn't your children's show.
Nope.
Yep.
All right.
But the Avatar is yet to be revealed.
So we kill them all.
Why we have to kill them all.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. I like it that by you're getting a lot of people that won't be into the show and not knowing what the Fire Nation means. So,
but also this is a way to build contrast for Aang being so like childlike and like playful and stuff.
Sure.
Because this is a serious world that you're in.
Right.
You know.
When one avatar dies, their spirit is reborn into
they're
a
going
new body in an
give us
eternal
all this
cycle.
too.
Yeah.
His first step is to eliminate the one person who could stand in his way.
Yeah, we just
yeah, we did kind of
an airbender who may not be ready for the responsibility of becoming the avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Nice.
Some of the word choices threw me for, some loops there, but like I liked it.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice. Get the backstory at the beginning. Because we have longer episodes, we don't have to start with a mystery setup of like, who is he and all that.
Oh, Gyatso!
Hey.
Controlled falling.
Yep.
That wasn't flying. That was falling with style.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so showing he's a master at airbending as well.
Right.
And believe it or not, the
there may come a day
That's cool.
when you wish you'd spent more time with your teachers.
Oh, but also,
Yeah.
yeah. You could see he's already like, he knows everything.
For the great Comet Festival.
Oh,
Nice.
Still a lot of work to be done before the air nomads from the other temples arrive.
How many are coming?
so we're timing his running away like
Yeah.
really conveniently. Whoa! All
right.
Oh shit!
Cool.
So they're going with the also all the airbenders were brought here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And that's probably also something that they were doing because they heard the rumblings of war.
Did you tell him?
You were supposed to tell him.
Yeah.
In the right time. The right time.
Oh. Okay, I like
all right.
Gyatso.
Yeah.
Dang it. I'm gonna watch him die.
But it's gonna be badass.
Aang is powerful, but there's much he still needs to learn about responsibility, expectations, sacrifice.
Aang must leave immediately to begin training in the other bending discipline.
Cool. So they combine this from the Aang
Yeah.
backstory with the storm. Yeah. So then why does he leave then?
Yeah.
Because Gyatso actually tells him?
The next avatar
Nice. So
will once again be
he tells him he's the Avatar and like, hey, you're gonna have to leave.
echoes in one of us. You are the avatar.
Wow, it's so quiet and intimate as a thing to tell him.
Right.
Fire Nation is embarked on the dark path.
Yeah. So not only are you the Avatar, but you have to leave, and there's a war coming.
Yeah.
You're strong and kind.
Who you are before the Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember that.
And then he does something selfish.
Can't I just keep pretending I'm your friend?
You are my friend.
Yeah, we'll see each other again. So, the part of him that will be whimsical will be because he's trying to move on from all this shit that's gonna happen to him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's got his stuff.
Appa!
Hey.
Appa! Oh, you look so big and fluffy!
Monks don't even trust me to feed the baby bison, and I'm supposed to save the world?
Yep, it's kind of fucked. 12-year-old protagonist.
I don't want to leave. I don't want the responsibility. I'm scared of my power. I'm scared of being alone. Scared.
Oh, Appa's crying.
Appa was giving some tears there.
Yeah.
Tears welling up in Appa's eyes.
Okay.
Just needs to go up where things always make more sense. At least for now.
Yeah, just a nice little fly, you know?
Yeah,
just a casual fly.
Cool. Okay.
Oh shit, he's here too.
Yep.
Remember, no survivors.
Oh, they're gonna. Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no! This is going to be.
Yeah.
I
Let's
can't
see
believe
it.
how much of the episode we're dedicating to before we even get to the iceberg.
But I love it.
Okay, this is why he's on guard duty.
Yep.
Yep, just keep him constantly knocked down.
Now they're not. The firebenders don't seem much more powerful than they
Oh,
were.
he's dead.
Okay,
He's
all right.
dead.
There we go. I say that right before they just shatter stone.
Oh my god.
Love it.
Now they don't seem Comet strong.
Yeah, they really don't.
So
I'm waiting for the Fire Lord to show up and just Ozai style flamethrower the whole place.
it might be something also where they're like, the comet was just not a power enhancing thing, but it just gave them a nice opportunity to time it.
Cool, so they're trying to get the kids away.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, airbenders are strong.
Yeah.
Getting kind of rough, Papa. Maybe we should head back home.
Yeah, it's a little rough back here too.
Yeah, you know, just... Oh, shit.
And it just, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Double tap.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're going for the like darker tone.
Yeah, fire definitely
let's see
also
it in full
like,
display.
Fire also definitely counters air because it takes the breath right out of them.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, fly up, fly up.
Yeah.
Why are we so low? I like that also this is all foot soldiers. They don't have any zeppelins yet. They don't have any tanks. Right. They have no
catapults here because they wouldn't have been able to get those up here. Those fireballs are just benders doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Okay. Come on. Fans have wanted to see this fight for so long.
Oh!
Yeah! Yeah, is he actually sucking the air out of their lungs? Is he hearing them? Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, a way to actually defend against the air. Yeah.
You may have prevailed on another night.
And that's it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And 100 and something years later.
Yep.
Yeah. Hair loopies and everything.
That's right. Sure would be helpful if you had a master or a
Hey,
scroll.
this is her spot. She goes. So this is the Fire Nation ship that's... Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Nice. Very few adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the men have gone to fight.
Hitting the wall in 3-hour shifts.
Yes.
Seems some of you can't be trusted to stay at your posts.
Yeah, they just don't appreciate your incredible leadership skills.
That's right, they don't realize it.
No.
Very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Katara. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Yep.
Cool. It does me so much good to see Sokka actually like have humor.
We're at war.
Waterbending is what built our culture. Our way of life. Keeping it alive is our duty.
Keeping ourselves alive is our duty.
I know that. And if Dad were here...
But he's not here. I am.
Ooh. Yeah, that little prickly side of Sokka there. There we go. There we go. Yeah.
Now, okay, but both of them agree not to talk about Mom.
Yeah, right. Hey, Yep.
Well, at least the canoe's okay.
Huh. Yeah, weird. She's like, I feel drawn to it for some reason.
Meanwhile...
Zuko! I don't need a commenting!
I'm so excited.
Please get Zuko right. Please get Zuko right.
Yeah.
Please get Zuko right. Please get Zuko right.
If people like him right away, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Oh, that was actually really short.
All right. Well, just remind us that he's nearby for when the big blah
Yeah,
happens,
exactly.
You know?
This feels very Luke with the X-Wing. I like it.
Oh, he's got statues that glow.
Nice.
That's cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, not too far.
Where did he come from?
Oh, hey, you got the canoe.
Oh, grab it.
Nice. We're not gonna die.
Doesn't care about the kid yet.
Yeah.
Katara, a strange glowy iceberg just exploded and left behind a mysterious little bald person. What part of that makes you think, great, let's bring him home?
Right, because he doesn't even know what an air nomad is necessarily.
Yeah.
An Appa.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only settlement in that area is Water Tribe Village in the South Pole Territory. That's where we have to go.
Iroh!
You think we'll find the Avatar?
Yes.
Because of the light.
You think I'm imagining things?
Prince Zuko, I don't think your father would want you.
My father has banished me until I find the Avatar, and that's exactly what I'll do. It'll all be worth it once I return home in glory to take my place as the rightful heir to the Fire Lord.
This dumbass.
Cope Seeth mold.
It's my destiny.
There you go, even
Cool.
better.
Yep. Yeah, setting up the callbacks, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, so he thinks, oh wow, I just landed in a water nation
right, like
area.
I escaped and now I can play and I don't have to think about responsibilities or.
I'm Aang. Where am I? How did I get here?
You tell me. That's not strange at all.
He is an airbender.
Oh, yep. Got the whistle.
Sky Bison. Sky Bison.
Repeating it doesn't help.
Oh, yeah. Big boy.
You say you went down in this storm?
Came upon us suddenly.
That was the first episode of the storm.
Just after I left home.
Water, earth, fire.
Oh no, we gotta let the old lady talk.
Ago,
Yep.
4 nations live together in harmony.
Okay.
Alright.
Master of all 4 elements
could
stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Everyone in the village knows this story.
She's watched the show before. You know?
Yeah.
Do
Right.
you, young man? He may seem like just a boy, but he's much more. He is the last airbender.
Okay, first clunky moment in the show thus far. Yeah, that was really clunky.
But it was leaned into so hard. I can at least appreciate that.
We will prove ourselves worthy, and we will see our homes and families again.
Oh, nice. They were all banished in this version, I guess.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Not
Like,
just
it's that
sit there
little
to
continuity thing of like, hey, sorry, you gotta go with my son.
So you're
bye.
banished.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know how hard it is to lose the people you love.
Oh, is
Classic
this...
Katara.
Yeah.
I
Sees
can
a single
relate.
tear. So my mom died when I was very young.
He had left Sokka in charge. And he just turned 13. Guess he had to grow up fast.
We all did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the waterbenders are still fighting back. Especially in the north. And the Earth Kingdom is still holding strong.
Thank you for the exposition. Yeah.
People say there's no war inside Ba Sing Se.
Yeah.
No one visits other nations now. Only
cool.
friends with their own kind.
Ooh,
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
They say Avatar Kyoshi took down an entire squadron of Earth Kingdom soldiers single-handedly.
Well, you certainly prepared enough. Now, how about a nice cup of jasmine?
Yes. I don't need any jasmine tea. What do I do with it?
Yeah.
Guitar?
Oh boy. Well,
Yeah.
PTSD kicking in.
All right.
PTSD kicking in.
After all this time, what could they possibly want?
He's more than the last airbender, aren't you? You are the Avatar.
This feels a bit much.
Bring me all your elderly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm traumatized from.
I am Prince Zuko, firstborn son of Fire Lord Ozai.
Okay. Choice.
You can't do this. You can't give him to
He
them.
doesn't belong here.
It's wrong, and you know that.
What I know is that Dad told me to protect the village.
Yes, but remember what Mom told us too.
Oh. You brought
Actually
Mom.
bringing up Mom.
I know how hard this responsibility has been for you. But there's more to being a leader than just catching fish. You have to give people something to live for.
Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're here. If you're the Avatar, you need to help
All
us.
right. Get the boomerang. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh God. This is actually. I'm curious to see how this goes.
This will actually.
Let's settle this between us, leader to leader.
Huh.
You really need an army? I thought you firebenders had some guts.
Yeah. Get the ego.
We overpower them. It's no contest.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say. You can't exactly do the boink boink boink.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Yeah.
Leave him alone!
Yeah, and he's a kid.
Uh huh.
Yes, Zuko's classic breakdancing moves.
Yes.
For firebending. Yes.
It will pay off in season 3.
Yep. Yeah! The Ewok village fights back.
I'll go with you. Just leave him alone.
I like how that escalated there.
Yeah.
I'm the one you're looking for. No one has ever fought for me before.
Aww. Aww.
I think you're the bravest person I've ever met.
And that's gonna resonate with him.
Okay.
This man will follow you to the ends of the world now.
I gotta say, they're the clunky bits, but I am loving the additions that they're making. You know, like, because a lot of them really feel in line with the heart of the show.
Okay, listen up. Make sure to reinforce the braces on the gate. And don't fall behind on drills. I saw some real sloppiness out there today.
Yeah,
Drills and
you're in
don't
charge
let them
now.
push you around. You gotta let them know who's...
Yeah, you're in charge now. Yeah.
Let's go save that weird kid.
All right. Awesome. That was great.
Yeah. Got just enough connection to him that they actually would want to go. See, Shyamalan, that...
Yeah.
Why did the Fire Nation start this war?
Some people say it is within our nature to expand and consume, like fire itself. It only matters how it can end.
Yeah.
The belief is that by capturing you, the Fire Nation can finally bring that about.
Is that what you believe?
Ooh.
I'll have some jasmine tea sent to you. It's quite soothing.
Very respectful. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that.
Wow. That's a great way to show that he is an airbending master, because that level of fine-tuned control to the point of almost it being telekinesis, and yet they wouldn't have ever suspected that an airbender could do something like that.
Right.
Katara, no.
Utara.
There's no way you're getting me on that.
Yeah, nice jump cut. Yep. Okay,
that's fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the sort of pettiness of Sokka to be like, no, I'm gonna go towards certain death, but I'm not gonna ride on a big fluffy creature I don't understand.
No. Bro's like, yo, this was easy.
Yeah. Just dip.
It's the whole thing where there's actually only 7 people on the boat, so actually running the boat, they can't have people just sit there and watch him.
Stop! Stop him!
And wee! Bye-bye. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck! Actually, got it. Oh, you need that staff. You're good at controlled falling, but...
Oh, nice.
Hey.
You dislocated my shoulder.
All right.
Okay.
I see you.
All right. Let's get it. Oh, wait, was that just Appa? Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Where'd she bring the water from? All the way down there?
I was really hoping we'd get the deflection into the cliffside and then the uh-oh.
You were this close. This close.
Mm-hmm.
And now...
I believe you guys came for me. Thank you. So where did we go?
Well, can we go home? Yeah,
right.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. We just combined 3 episodes into 1 so far.
Yep. This did feel like a very, natural place to end it.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go find a very specific necklace on a very specific skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You're strong and kind and gentle.
And remember that, yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah. Well, yep. Nice. Further destroying the thing that...
Yeah. And now we've got the callback also to when Katara gave him her backstory about her mother being taken.
Right.
Again, in the same episode.
You are my friend. You will always be my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that it wasn't actually Katara that calmed him down.
Because he would never hear. He would never hear.
Right. He would never hear. But then also, where's the strongest connection point going to come from? From the person that he like just met?
Yeah.
Or from remembering
his friend that was basically like a father figure. Yeah. He needs a hug.
Yeah.
Monks are gone and I'm all alone.
You're not alone.
The thing about losing everything is that's when you learn how strong you really are.
I need to follow through on what they wanted me to do. Complete my training and master all the other bending skills so I can bring balance back to the...
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, we can talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Cool. And it's not...
anything to get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be from other temples lighting up or whatever. Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm the Avatar. And this is just the beginning.
Okay. There like some rough bits, but I would.
That was.
I actually enjoyed that.
We got
yes. Oh, and I'm so excited to hear that during the Agni Kai with Zuko and Zhao. Okay.
Right. They gave us a first
episode. And there were clunky bits, but man, I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome. Like there were many moments that even just thinking back on it of like oh shit, we actually got good Sokka in live action. Mm-hmm. That makes me want to tear up. Right. We got added moments that
with Gyatso and Aang.
With Gyatso and Aang, with Iroh and Aang, which totally makes sense. After he got captured, of course Iroh would go right there to talk to him. Like all these little things that feel like loving details to have added in there. I mentioned it after the episode ended, but the Earthbender, people at the beginning with they're trying to escape, and then no, that's part of their plan. Like it's a very like action-oriented, good gripping way to get people invested in the main conflict of the world and the story before going into, and now we have quaint waterbending village,
right.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff where if you have a lot of investment out the gate, you don't need to build up from slow, small, humble beginnings like you would in an animated project where you're like, we don't know how big this is going to get. So a lot of this is based on the fact that they know we have a big audience coming into this, but we also could potentially have an even larger audience of people
that haven't seen the original show.
Which I know who hasn't seen Avatar, but also you guys need to really accept that actually
there will be a lot of people.
The overwhelming majority of people
right
have not seen and don't know anything about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And the scene like the Earthbenders trying to escape the Fire Nation, that's a fantastic example of ways to make it more like
this is the world
beginner
of bending.
Friendly. Yeah, this is the world of bending, all of that stuff.
So what worked? We have ourselves a really cool original scene it's not even a scene, it's more of just a sequence of story of pre-comet attack airbending temple, the Western Air Temple, or I guess this would be the Southern Air Temple because that's where he grew up. So yeah. But specifically then being attacked by Sozin during the comet.
Yep.
I will say the terror in my eyes, even as someone who is like I know the plot, I know what's going to happen, was in the way in which fire, when it's used already, feels really, really terrifying.
Oh yeah, one of the big suspension of disbelief things in the show is like, yes, it's a Nickelodeon show.
Right.
So when you get hit with fire, you get like knocked back or whatever.
Exactly.
As opposed to like, no, he captures the Earth Kingdom person. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna melt you. Like that's just what you can do.
So the Firebenders, while they didn't have the comet level stuff like they did in the animated show, they were terrifying in that they really did feel unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it was
the
cool
bit of
to
them
see
rocketing up to the temple, that was great.
Setting up what then Azula and Ozai will be able to do just casually. But okay, they're here, and this is a Fire Nation without all their, steam, technology, and coal technology and stuff. So they're actually terrifying without that, and then they're going to have the ships and the zeppelins and the tanks and everything else that will come in season 1 finale and then 2 and all that. But okay, all right, I just really love the emotion of getting to have Gyatso with Aang.
The emotion of having Gyatso in there from the beginning, having it also then come full circle at the end of the episode, that was fantastic.
That was a really good decision.
Like these little changes, I'm like, yes, thank you. These are great.
Yeah, I also saw Brian and Mike and Brian on the credits for this episode.
Nice.
So I'm guessing what happened was that this episode they worked on like a decent bit of, and somewhere in the production of future episodes, their creative differences, pulled them apart. So I'm in some ways giving this episode the like, hey, this is still where the vision of the original creators was very much in line, and I felt good watching this episode.
Even if the rest of the show totally goes off the rails, it means a lot to me that we got this wonderful start to the show, because I can definitely see how there could be just a lot of like difficult things to work around with the adapting the show to like this live action format and things and combining episodes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But for this, I feel like it worked really well. And so like getting people initially invested so that way you have that audience goodwill to then be able to make those creative decisions that might depend a bit more on already having that goodwill later on. I think that's really important. So I'm glad that they got it.
Because we're not adapting the full story in, one season here. We got to also set up, books 2 and 3. So, okay, if this is where they start and the slightly darker tone is there specifically to showcase how scary and dangerous the Fire Nation is, that works, because then when Zuko shows up, rather than seeing just an angry, bratty kid like in the animated series, and they also do kind of mockingly, like ridiculously, like wreck him in the in the first episode of that. I will say having then Sokka and Katara have lost their parents because of this. Even though their dad is still alive, it's he
might
lost
be
him.
gone.
They also, and this is something that this is a bit of a risky one. They changed something here. They said he went to go hunt down the Firebenders, not to go join the war effort.
Right.
Because they're bringing up the point that it's that
the nations are sundered.
The nations are sundered. There is no war effort for the Earth Kingdom and stuff.
And so
he went out there as vengeance, which means they effectively lost their dad potentially as well.
And that is a much a much more flawed like reasoning for it and stuff, which then makes it even harder with Sokka being I have to protect the village because
my dad did the irresponsible thing, if you will.
Yep. So that's great. The highlighting that the nations all like very much segregated after the war started and the comet and all that
makes
stuff.
Sense.
That makes total sense. That was kind of already happening in the show, but it wasn't really touched on. But by highlighting it, that highlights the need for the Avatar even more. To not just bring balance between like, the war ending, but also like
it was something that was taken
people.
Exactly. It was something that was taken into our kind of knowledge through the course of season 1 by the way that Aang would talk about like, hey, I always used to visit my friend Kuzan, and it's like, oh, cool. So the nations were actually living together in harmony. Airbenders weren't isolated monks. They were just monks that then also had little times where it's like, we're going to have a field trip to go and experience other cultures.
Right. And how often are like regular people going to visit monasteries? Right? Like, especially if they're very difficult to get to, like in the case of the
or maybe impossible to get to unless you have airbenders.
Yeah, exactly.
Or sky bison,
Yep.
Also, Appa looked good.
Appa looked good.
I definitely felt the budget by the amount that they showed Appa.
Yeah,
there's a couple times
the tear from Appa that was
right.
I saw that.
Yeah, but this is something that I will say. I think that one of the things that was actually hurting so much with the live action Shyamalan thing was how little you were able to show the VFX stuff, probably because of how expensive it was. Whereas in this episode, they were throwing Appa into scenes just constantly.
Yep.
And while I'm sure he's a very expensive bit of CGI to have in, thing here, I bought him in every single scene he was in. And that's a big deal given that the majority of this show is going to be them flying on this, big sky bison going around everywhere.
Also, I will say, while I had some issues with the scene where Aang is sort of talking to Appa
and the audience,
because it was
this
very
is who I am.
Yeah, it was very exposition-y and stuff. There were some things that I did really like about that scene. Even so, one, bold choice to have the child actor do a a monologue where they have to basically fully carry the scene. So, you know, like, it didn't fully work for me, but you went for it. Okay. I can't fault you for that. Right. And then the fact that he was doing it with Appa, even though it's and now that's a way that we can have exposition, it goes to show the relationship between Aang and Appa, and that
Appa is a character.
Appa is a character, exactly, right? Like he can fully talk to him. Appa emotionally responds, right? It's not just, oh, this is a fluffy mascot, but we can actually emotionally attach to Appa as well and really care about him. I think that's very important for then all the stuff that even came later in the episode, but will come later in the show.
Right, they tried to do it as early as possible, so they were set up for that stuff to come later. But the fact that they did it as early as possible,
exactly, because really in this show where we have, people being melted by fire, if we're going to have those sillier or more wondrous elements, we need to have them be established early so it doesn't feel like it clashes later.
As far as a launching point for a new type of Avatar: The Last Airbender story, I don't see too many immediate problems. But the biggest one, and this is one we need to talk about, is Aang's character. So he resolves in the classic protagonist way to, I'm going to do the thing at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And that is directly contradictory to where he was in the show. But there's a reason why they're doing this, and I'm struggling with this. It makes sense, but it's the thing of where, so you have pacing issues in this show. Okay.
Sure.
Because we're going to effectively have not really enough reason to have the Storm episode even happen now, which was the episode.
Yeah, that's true, because it was a happenstance coincidence. He wasn't actually fleeing his duties. He was just taking some time away to think, which is in a lot of ways a very mature and not necessarily a childlike thing to do.
Right, and he can still do that, but the reason why he's doing that now is going to be not because of I haven't faced my emotions of this thing there. It's I'm fucking scared of the thing that's coming here. But if he then resolves that fear right here.
Right.
Now, obviously, that's not how people act. People can have a moment of confidence and bolster themselves and go, I can do this, and still feel the fear and everything. So I like that we could still have that, but I'm worried that we did the whole, okay, now I have to do this.
Yeah. So what as a personal preference thing, not what would have been necessarily a better way to do it, but like when I think about it, is, and maybe Aang's acting wouldn't have been able to fully carry this nuance, but basically, yes, have him still have the point where basically he resolves enough to the point where this is now our group plot goal. We are going to try and do this thing, but have it be very much showcased that Aang is still hesitant and or feeling like he's doing it because of burden of responsibility rather than because he fully chooses it.
What they'll probably do is they'll probably start the next episode immediately with a little bit of that. And that's where we'll go to, Kyoshi Island or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly. Because that way you can get both worlds where it's he knows he has to do this, but I'd really like to not do that, guys. Can we go just play with some koi fish first?
Or just go down here and we'll just take a little break. We'll just
exactly.
People. I've always wanted to go here,
right?
And it's like Aang,
but we do need to do
and then Sokka can come into his role specifically of doing that, and then Katara can be the other voice, being like, hey, but he needs this,
right? And that can be a way that you
so they could make it
solidify the
work.
group dynamic even more. They can totally make it work.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the other thing that I really liked from this episode, the group dynamic was fantastic.
Yes.
They
actually nailed it.
The animated show very much leaned, I feel like, into the sort of camp trope elements to be and now they're on the adventure together, right?
Right.
Which totally worked, right?
Because we had, very little time.
Yeah, exactly. We're dealing with 20-minute episodes.
Yeah.
But with this, I feel like we were able to get a lot more of that individual connection between the people, both from Katara to Sokka, Sokka to Aang, Katara to Aang, right? It all worked really well and made me invested in what's going on. The way that they had the whole thing happen where, yes, Sokka's standing up to Zuko was fantastic. Once it started to get close to that scene, I was actually really worried because I'm like, that scene was totally comedic in the show, right? In the original show. And that doesn't work in live action.
No, it doesn't.
We have established that these firebenders melt people, right? That would be so cringe. That would absolutely clash with what they've established as tone.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact that it's he still does it because, yes, this is stupid, but our mom was killed and please just stay here. And then he does the Sokka like thinking on his feet of the, yeah, you need a whole army, you know, right? Which totally plays into one, setting up the idea of the one-on-one duels with like the Agni Kais later, Zuko's flaws and things like that. So then the fact that, yes, okay, like we're making the narrative plot convenience actually add characterization on multiple fronts, great. And even the guards are like, what? Dude, why? You know,
where's the glory? I wanted him to say honor.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted him to say honor.
I wanted it so bad. They already had too many like verbatim lifting from the show with Gran. They're like, no, we're not doing that here.
I will say that was actually like probably the part that was
the most like.
Well,
I kind of laughed at it too because it's like, okay, yeah, sure, give us the exact verbatim thing from the intro, but also ways, like we don't really need it here. We already had it,
right? But in some ways, it has me like thinking of wait, are they going to have that thing? Because this is actually a part that I'm a little bit worried about. Is will they do the thing where every episode will do a line verbatim from the animated series, even if it doesn't work or fit?
Yeah, like, because the thing is, it very much felt like a wink at the fans, right?
It felt...
But it was a big wink.
No, that wasn't just a wink. That was like, how do you do, fellow kids?
Sure, you know? Yeah. And the thing is, I can kind of laugh at it and have it not be like a truly problematic laugh.
I think it's just delivery, really. It's, the content itself is this is the legend of what happened, why the Avatar's not showed up for all these years. We know that this is what has been written, and it's right.
Like, because we had a lot of somber, serious stuff happening beforehand, so the things that they're talking about, like, we have seen this happen.
Right.
And so it's just, like, the characters need to get on the same page. I understand why they're like, yeah, you know, sure, have this in there, and why not? We'll have it.
There's a lot that, you can just go, but, hey, guys, we don't need to have them repeat the thing that was seen before.
I love the meme of Gran is the old fan that's waited so long for this adaptation. And she's like, no, we finally have it. Let's say the words together.
No actual old fan ever. I've been waiting so long for the live-action remake of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
But then it's like, no, stop it. I'm going to say every goddamn word. And I'm going to...
It's the ProZD video of, like, this is how executives think the fans will act when they say
Sure, but I mean, hey...
Like, oh my gosh, she said the thing,
as far as executive bullshit to get added into something like this... This is one of the least offensive things we could probably
that Mike and Brian actually were responsible for this part specifically being brought in. Hey, I think actually it's not the content, it's the delivery. Gran was probably the worst part of this episode by far. It's cool. You needed Gran to be there. She looked like Gran and that was cute.
She looked crusty.
But but the acting and delivery
it's easier to bypass when you're dealing with a 12-year-old, right? And just be like, hey, if the kid actor can't always deliver an Oscar-winning performance, that's fine.
That's
right?
Fine, yeah.
You know, but when it's the old person and it's just to give exposition that we've already seen, it's not to give exposition for the sake of characterization at the very least, you know, like we got with Aang. You know, it's it's a bit more rough.
Yeah. Also a little bit the Sozin, like, but with the power of the comet.
Okay, that was something that pissed me off. All right. Yeah. So this episode was fantastic, right? I don't have any like real serious complaints with it. So here's where my like raging fan hat can come into play. What the fuck was up with you have all of these fantastic visuals, I get it, but like, is it that much harder? Like maybe it would make the scene not look as good to just have the fire effects be bigger and to maybe showcase, like, yes, we see the comet in the sky, but maybe have them like look up at the comet.
Hovering up, just burning everything. Yeah.
And or maybe because the firebender's rocketing up is very cool.
Yes.
Have them like all look up at the comet and then
something.
And it's like, oh, fuck. Like, that would add to that effect so much more. And then you don't need to have that exposition with Sozin later.
You know what they're going to do, basically, is that it's we aren't really even needing to do our martial forms as much. We're not even we just breathe and fire comes, you know?
And like, that could also be then worked into... Like the time when the Airbender lady was doing like the tornado and it was really cool, and then Sozin just torches it. And she just burns alive inside it. Yeah. That was also fantastic. Like, the things that Sozin was doing as far as firebending was really cool. I wish he had done the fly up and just, like...
He Ozai'd it.
Yeah,
like
he does-eyed it, because that's also where we set the stage of, yes, Zuko is badass and capable, but he is a, big fish in a small pond. And when we're talking about ending this war and stopping the Fire Lord, that can then add to the impact, even though Aang wouldn't have seen this, for us, the audience of this 12-year-old is going to have to deal with shit like that?
Right.
What the fuck?
Whereas now, the Avatar state looks like it could single-handedly solve the entire attack from the thing
which is, granted, what ends up happening, but then to go from Firebenders powered up and the Fire Lord powered up on the comet to Zuko doing like the same shit, just regular. There's that part of me that's like, great, Zuko feels a lot more capable than he did in the, animated show. But also like,
I think what they might end up doing, this is where a couple of things I could see. I can already see some ways in which the Fire Nation specifically is going to be changed. And I am needing to brace myself for this a little bit. One is that the Firebenders are strong, but it's actually more just that they have fire, and fire in of itself an OP element by the fact that you're playing against fleshy meat sacks,
OP in specific instances, but if you're fighting up against Waterbender or Earthbender,
shut up. Okay. Let me cook here.
Yeah.
Let me cook here. The other side of it is that the Fire Nation has built upon the works that have come before.
Yes.
And thus they've advanced. So there'll be that moment where Ozai is like, oh, the techniques that we used to wipe out the Airbenders, that was some basic shit. We've evolved. We've grown since then.
Yes.
Look what my daughter can do. And then she's like, driving lightning. And they're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we can have things ramp up the tension is yes, this is what an old man bent on, conquest can do.
Well,
what could a more advanced, larger, more, military industrious nation of fire do?
The thing that just makes me a little sad about this is that, so as far as my favorite visual displays from the animated series, one of the ones that I feel like is very underrated is when Roku goes and confronts Sozin.
Yes.
And he's like, how dare you, go into Earth Kingdom territory. Yeah. And then Sozin attacks him. That flamethrower thing that he does looks so cool. And it's
when he has the hand.
Yeah. And it's gigantic. And this isn't the comet or anything like that. Well, we've seen
Sozin actually does the same kind of thing.
And it was pretty cool. Like the part where he walks through the air and the fire just burns it away. That was a very creative and fun way to showcase the ways in which fire could be used for defense and countering different elements and things like that.
Yeah.
But what are they going to do for that scene if they choose to actually showcase it, right? Because now we've seen Sozin juiced up on the comet, right? Which
they're absolutely going to do the Avatar and the Fire Lord episode.
You're right, because you can't not do that.
It's one of the best episodes in the series.
You have to have that in there.
Yeah.
And yet, since the comet basically was relegated to just when our anime energy blasts are colliding, this is the expositional reason I'm going to give for why I beat you, even though it's not at all showcased in the actual visual effects of what's going on, right? So,
So don't be lazy here.
You're right. Now, the thing is, it's not a high bar, but this is still miles ahead better than what we got from the Firebenders in the movie. So, that's not an issue, right?
Yeah.
The Sozin's comet wasn't as badass and cool as I, hope. That's, minor thing. But again, going back to the bit with the Sokka standing up to Zuko, that was fantastic. And the way then it led into Aang being like, hey, I think you might be the bravest person I ever met.
Right. Cool little addition thing to add some extra kind of care and reason as to why Sokka was like, okay,
just immediately all right, he goes to the other kid, you're in charge now, Katara, let's go. That was beautiful.
I liked also that instead of Sokka being like a girl, his thing was also like, I am actually more just not wanting anybody else to die. So I just rather you not fight.
And it also with the things that were established of, they specifically killed the waterbenders, but then also no, Katara is actually having a lot of trouble with her waterbending. She isn't the one that broke open the iceberg, because that would be, that'd make that argument feel a little weird, right? It's she's struggling to lift up water, and I don't want her to even get to the point where she can lift up water, because then I know what'll happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they set up the brother and sister dynamic of Sokka and Katara really well. Katara, I really think that at the very least she's delivering the harder lines of the two, and she's doing a good job at it, and she fills her part of the dynamic really well. But that's kind of the struggle with Katara, I feel like, is that until you get to that point where it's like episode like, shoot, what is that in the animated series? Like episode...
Well, like the Prisoners episode or like...
kind of a little bit... There's the imprisoned episodes, yeah, but then there's also some of the stuff like right before the Northern Water Tribe. Where you're seeing Katara being a lot more demonstrative and confident. And so having those parts being set up by this kind of beginning conflict here, I'm like, okay, I have hope for the main three. Aang is the lowest right now because they're changing his characterization
pretty dramatically.
But then if you can have their dynamic work, I can see how they would nail Toph, for instance. I can see how they would nail having them bump into Jet and have that whole dynamic. I think they're gonna get the kids down. But again, there's gonna be a lot of kid characters in this series. So
Right. And I like the little things that they added also to set up the dynamic with Iroh and Zuko to make sure that that's like clearly established of the ways in which he's trying to be like not being the most helpful he could with Zuko's mission, but also being like, hey, like that's a great way to set up the details of what we end up finding out in the storm without directly going into like exposition
also
surrounding
the
it.
stuff from Zuko alone. Like I think that Iroh as a character is the one that I have. The
highest bar is set.
The highest bar is set, but in some ways he's kind of easy to do at this point in the story.
Right.
You just have to have him looking that little bit of like guilty, a little bit forlorn, and having that little bit of like, I wish I could have you listen to what I'm saying, Zuko.
Right.
But I can't push it because if I push, then I won't get anywhere with you. So Iroh's pretty easy to do right now. I'm just more like, okay, he seems like Iroh enough.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Maybe in the later bits we can get more
passing grade,
stuff.
good job. Let's keep going. Yeah.
But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. We're gonna do the whole season here, even if it ends up being a hot piece of mess of garbage.
It'll be a fun ride.
It'll be a fun ride either way. So hope to see you there for that. And if you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Netflix stuff, the anime stuff, or whatever. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.